Ah, hello YouTube. Wow, here we are, day one of our gliding contest here at Taupo airfield. I'm about to get a tow, done all my checks, see how we go. We're not sure what task we're doing yet until we're in the air. Got a couple of options. It's very windy, 15 knots of wind, so we'll see what happens. There ain't none there. Belly, yep. Belly hook open.
All out, all out, all out.
Thanks, you. Well, that's very annoying. We have to change tasks and I haven't loaded this second task into my GPS. And my phone's broken, so I can't do it via the internet. So I'm going to have to put it in manually, which is really annoying considering we're only 1,500 feet above the ground.
Gate open, 5 minutes. Gate open, 5 minutes.
Okay, this feels good. I've got to get established before worrying about task setting. Here we go, climbing. Well, just a quick update. I started the task on the first leg and it's actually going alright. Got 12 knots of wind up our tail and over the forests. You do have to be a little careful around here, make sure you don't get caught out too low. But where there's clouds, there's lift, so it's working reasonably reliably today. Just got to get a climb here. I don't want to lose too much height along here. There we go, back into the lift. We'll just soak this bit up, seeing it's going right. Oh, not super great. Okay, let's continue. This next bit looks pretty good. We're almost to the middle of our circle for the first turn point, so it's we've got a little way to go yet though. Oh, sink between the clouds though. Try and keep my speed up for that reason. Now I might head up to the left here. Got to figure out how far to go because it's going to be a tough push back into wind. Got a speed of 130 kilometers an hour so far. The task is 2 hours long with 215 kilometers, so I actually I'll be slower pushing back into wind, of course. Doesn't feel too promising. There's a glider up ahead circling, so we'll see how we go. Get underneath him. This little line of cloud here should have something under it. I can see it moving and churning upwards, so, and by going there we'll stay upwind a bit, so that should be a good option. But man, I'm going to lose height to get there. Go, go, go. There's a nice street back to our left here, so we'll go up here and then turn, I think. Just don't want to get too low. I might have ballsed this up down to 3.5, just like that, which is only 2 grand above the ground, maybe less. Yeah, we're only 1,700 feet above the ground now. Go from 4,000 feet feeling good to being in trouble real quick. And here we go. wind out of it. Right, little tight thermal, let's get into it. Not good. I was hoping to reuse the streets all the way here, but nope. Shit. Alright, let's kind of push upwind a bit. By the way, you're at 2,200 feet now. Pushing into wind, we've got this nice line of cloud here, a bit of a gap. So if we'll climb up, let's just go in a straight line and climb as long as we can. And then push on. There'll be more lift here. It's the beauty of a street. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. 6 knots. Should we do a turn? That'll do. Maybe I should have stopped and climbed there a bit more. I've got paddocks out to my right there, but still, should have climbed more. Too impatient, should have waited. Now we're in heavy sink. It's going to be a while before we get into the lift. Still got good glide out to the paddocks. I can see them all nicely. Coming into positive air. Uh-oh. There we go. Come on, up we go. Come on. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that was not ideal. I should have stopped and climbed earlier. That was a bit risky. Because if I had to dive out to my paddocks, I'd be getting there a bit low. And if I hit some sink, could get into trouble. They're only just there, they're not that far away, but you still got to get there high enough to make a good selection. There we go. Alright, well, here we are running a street. And it makes pushing into wind much easier when we've got a street. What I need to do though is then get over onto the next street over. Probably 2 of them. So we'll aim to do that. There's a good dark bit here on this next one. So we'll go up to it, perpendicular, and cross the wind into it. If there's any wave influence from the hills upwind, then you want to cross where the wave influence is the best. So if there's a good bit here and a good bit out to the streets to the left and right, then you know you're probably in a good bit of air. There we go, up we go. And then we'll do a left turn, and it looks pretty good along here. Climb as long as we can. Alright, nose down between the streets. Maybe I should have crossed underneath that little cloud. Oh no, this is going alright. I can see the whole cloud going up and twisting like that. Pretty awesome. Not too much sing along there, and then we'll go upwind again. looking out here thinking, am I lined up with the street yet or not? And there's no point turning until you are normally, unless you had a really good bit in advance. Okay, that looks pretty good. Expect to climb all the way along here. Instant sink, of course, if you say that. Good safe landings around here. Alright, we'll catch up after we run this. Well, that was a low save. Managed to scrape away from these fields down here. There's a milking shed with some cows that's putting off some heat. And once you get up a bit higher, man, the thermals are strong. But it took 1 knot or 2 knots to get up. And now I've got a street lined up to get me to the last turn point. I've still got 35 minutes, so I've got to get to the back of it if I can. This is what got me into trouble. I was trying to push into wind, going along a great street, but then I had to, because of the shape of the circle, I had to go over that way more and got into trouble. So, but this next leg we'll be able to stay under this street the whole way, I think, which means I might get back under time. Ah, there we go. It's always a relief getting away from 1,000 feet above the ground. Alright, 4,000, that's good enough to carry on. The problem today is there's heavy sink if you get caught out between cloud streets or thermals. You go down like a brick. So I've struggled a bit to stay in the good stuff. But this looks pretty good. Taupo traffic glider Golf Oscar Papa on the northern boundary of the MBZ, 4,000 feet, tracking east. So there's some great streets lining up today, which is excellent. Just what we need. My task speed is only 84 kilometers an hour because I got too low and had to turn backwards to find a climb, which is always a huge penalty, so I should have been a little more careful and patient. This looks good. I'll climb up here, go to the left bit, then follow that street. And see what time we get home. Alright. I've just turned at the final turn point. I've got 18 minutes to get home. I've still got to climb 2,000 feet to get there, and we've got some streets on the way home too, so I probably don't need to climb all that way up, but it's a push into wind, and it's only 32 kilometers away, so I might come in a bit under time, unfortunately. But unfortunately the task is 2 hours and it was only 215 k's, and I couldn't get to all the ends of it due to the weather. So we might as well just take our time, climb here, and make sure we get back. And I suspect all the others will have had the same problem. We've got a good climb here, so that's good. Let's just get up as high as we can, make sure we get home easy, pushing into wind, no more mistakes. And somewhere here, I think down, I've got a final glide. screen that I've set up, which gives me all the information I need to know to work out how long to get home. Will I get home early? Time remaining now 16.5 minutes. I actually struggle with my final glides, and of course we're not going to stop on the way home, so task required speed 122 kilometers an hour, so that's good. There's no way I'm going to do that. But we will be able to go reasonably fast along here, I think. Look at this, look at this. It's only 30 kilometers. ETE is 19 minutes, so I think that'll disappear real quick because it's literally final glide. Alright, I'm halfway back over the cooling tower. We don't have nuclear power, it's a cooling tower for geothermal. We're 1,200 feet under glide. I will climb up here a little bit. We've still got a big street in front of us to get to fly under, so I don't want to be less than 1,000 feet under glide. It is a bit of a push into wind. Oh, this isn't climbing now. Probably just carry on under the street. I'm only 2,000 feet above the ground, you see, so don't have a lot to play with. We'll get under the tail end of this. That should be working. There's a massive street there, so we can punch up wind under that for a while, but I need to get there first. And quite frankly, anywhere I'm not under clouds is sinky. Okay, once we get under the street, things should be a lot easier. Oh, I don't want to get there too low though, otherwise you don't contact it, you know. What am I now, 1,600? I could actually think about paddocks. There's lots of good paddocks along here. Okay, here's getting buoyant again. Still got a way to get under it, and you've got to get upwind of the clouds a little bit too, so I got into trouble the first time. If there wasn't the wind, it would be an easy final glide back, but pushing into 15 knots of wind, that's what you've got to deal with. So what we'll do, we'll come onto this little hill here, and that should be doing something one way or another. Oh, this has not gone well. We're only 1,300 feet under glide again, but now we're running out of altitude to do anything to get back up. So we'll get onto this little hill and hope like hell it's working. No sun on it, unfortunately, but it will have the wind on it. See, if I'd realised this was going to be this tricky, I would have climbed up higher earlier. Okay, we're coming under the street. I can see gliders climbing up ahead, but man, it's getting low, isn't it? Might have to duck in behind me for a paddock. Oh, heavy, heavy sink here. Okay, let's get onto the front of this and see what it can do, if anything. There are clouds out to our left as well. This up here doesn't look very good now that I'm under it. And we'll see if we can ridge saw this little bit here. Hopefully there's a climb going up here. I don't really want to be ridge sawing a hill like this. Oh. Burst there. I'm hesitant to go back to it though. I've got some paddocks here beside the power lines to land into if I need to. That looks perfect, that paddock. Oh, how has this gone so badly so quickly? See the paddock I was aiming at? It looks really good. Can do a final approach into there if I needed to. Oh, how did I get into so much trouble so quickly? Still 1,300 feet below glide, so this is climbing well though. Oh, I thought you were going to have an engine start there for a minute. I'll have to wait till another day. I thought with this big street we'd get home easy, but no, it was too much of a push into wind to get to it. Look at that beautiful water down there. Anyway, we're climbing. This is good. Don't know how. There's no sun on the ground. Let's have a look at our thermal track and move over a little bit. There we go. When you look at the sky I just came from, it's like, how can you balls that up? There's often a tendency when you're correcting thermals to correct in the direction you want to head, but in this case I need to go the opposite direction. Alright, I'm going to go to the loo while I do this. You guys don't need to come along for that. Okay, well the airfield's just out to our left. I've gone under the street to get there. I'm 200 feet under glide, but I'm going 95 knots right now, so we'll get back easy now. So I'm going to turn and head straight for the airfield now. Right. Straps are secure, undercarriage is down and locked, flaps set for landing, brakes. Oh, I can't remember what the runway direction is. And glider base, can you confirm what the runway number is again?
W22.
Copy. And Oscar Papa is right base, 22.